Live button. Let's see, Jeffrey's here, Anonymous Watch Guy's here, Todd's checking in. Yeah, these 9 o'clock live streams always sneak up on me. I don't know how I'm going to switch over to the 8 o'clock one later, but yeah, happy Monday. Back at it again. Let's see. Kentucky Craig is here. NH Rick is here. Bean Boy. I've been getting a lot of watches in. This guy recently showed up. Tennessee Mike's here. Jeremy, YZ80, Chris. Mark is checking in. A bunch of my East Coast guys are checking in. What's this? Brave Sailor's here. Neff is here. Let me get this Longines running. Kevin has checking in for clickbait tonight. Ernesto chiming in from Miami. Let's see, Todd. Slap John. Watching Carrie's here. Young Excellency is here. My buddy Manny's here. David is here. Kevin Powell. Ken checking in from Pittsburgh. Yeah, look at the smooth sweep on that thing. Yeah, pretty beautiful watch. So we'll set that guy over there. Let's see. Yeah, Exquisite sent this over for a video so I can video it. Do I have, what is this? It does have Loom on the bezel too, so that'll be fun when we do the Loom shot. We also have Kevin Essel like this. We got a Grand Seiko spring drive in the house. Love the pop of green on this thing. Gotta get this. Oh wow, and that thing started fast. Winding these spring drives always feel weird. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love the colorful play with the green on this thing. But like if we look at the smooth sweep of the spring drive and the Longines, they're pretty dang similar. I mean, the spring drive is wicked smooth, where you can see a little bit of jittery with the Longines, but it's still crazy smooth. So both are very cool. Some higher end watches here. How much is this one? This one's $5 grand. $5 grand straight up. Huh. And there's probably plenty of those on the shelf. Wine's like a can opener, but they keep great time. Love the spring drive. Yeah. Manny wants to know what Longines this is. I think it's called the hour hand is in the way, but it's the Ultra something. Let's move these hands out of the way. Ultra crown. If I can get that crown to screw in. There we go. Let's see. David's saying that one comes with a custom croc strap. I didn't see it in the box, and I think he sent me the box. I'll have to look. Yeah, those Longines, I think the retail on those, if I remember right, looking at the sticker, I think it was around $3,700. Calico Basin got some new glasses. I got my yellow dialed watch. Finally got my I've been waiting to find the yellow dial Scurfa. I picked it up off from eBay. Absolutely love this watch. I mean, there's downsides to it, just like every watch, but um, I've been wearing this for the last few days, actually. Really dig that watch. That's the Treasure Seeker from Scurfa. I have another watch in from Exquisite right now. This is a limited edition that's going to be released at Exquisite Timepieces exclusively, and it comes with a really cool wood box. You'll see the unboxing soon. I made it, I just haven't posted it. This is the only problem with these 1521s is getting the crown, man. You gotta kind of really get your meat of the finger in there and get it opened up. So yeah, Kevin asks 100%. Paul knows how to do dive watches. I mean, he primarily does the quartz ones, but that Treasure Seeker, that's a little gem. Hopefully he does like a version 2.0. And the only thing I would do to improve on that is, I mean, he could upsize the hands a little bit, but the main thing is to put better traction on the bezel for that. Other than that, I love the Treasure Seeker the way it is, the size, the dial. He could just do a mild refresh, Treasure Seeker 2.0, and I'd be down. YZ80 says you gotta let that thumbnail grow. So I used to have a little bit longer nails, Chris, but like doing this channel, people gave me so much crap for not putting on enough lotion on my hands, and then not clipping my nails on the regular. So Will Carey says he's working hard. MM10 is here. Also got this watch in, the Tag Heuer Carrera. Very, very fine looking watch. Excellent finishing on this thing. Very cool strap and clasp combination. So this was sent in from Richard at Saltzman's. Nice, classy looking watch. What else? I still have this Willard. I still have the Willard, the Damasco. Let me get the Damasco out. I still have the Willard. Mike wants to know size on this guy. I think it's a 41. I still have not measured it yet. I literally just opened it before the live stream, but yeah, basically 41. So really nice size on that thing. I could see where people would gravitate towards the Carrera. It's a nice watch. So I had all these watches from Russell's in Vancouver, and I packaged them all up because I needed to ship them back, but I can get them back out. So I got the Squale 39 mil, and then I got this Damasco. I could see maybe picking up another Damasco in the future. I'm trying not to make a mess here, but these Monday live streams, when I get all these watches out, I end up making a huge mess regardless, just because so many dang watches get put out for your viewing pleasure. All right, what else do we have? Still have this guy, the Ecozilla, Autozilla. That's going to get sent back to Mimos here soon. Let's see. Michael saying, Rob, will Richard at Saltzman send you a night diver? Which one is that? I did buy one. I bought this. Is this called the night diver? Or are you talking about something else? This is the SRPH 97. I picked this up actually from Arizona Fine Time. I did that make an offer thing. And, oh, the night diver's a tag? Sure. I'll ask him for it. I'll hit him up. I'll text him tomorrow. Full loom dial? Yeah. He did say that the tags and the Breitling are not difficult, but like the amount of inventory they're getting in or replenished is a little less than you would think. It's not happening as quick as you would think. And that's kind of the case for a bunch of different brands. But I have a couple Drakens in. You talk about value proposition. These guys here, great watch. I still need to do the video on that. And this guy. Working on that. I'll just set that back there. I got a couple of Oak and Oscars in right now. Big thanks to Josh in Chicago. Of course, Chicago is going to be a fan of Oak and Oscar. Let's get this thing running, get that orange seconds hand sweeping. I think even some of these Oak and Oscars are hard to get, so pretty fun watch there. I am wearing, let's see, I have my watermelon Zodiac here. It's not even running. I just literally, as I was sizing up my new watch, I put the bracelet back on this thing because I had it on a red strap, so I finally just put the bracelet back on that. And I am wearing, this is my new watch, just showed up today. So Zodiac Super Seawolf Professional. I think people are calling this one the creamsicle. Is that right? I don't know if that's what people are calling it. Cantaloupe? If this is watermelon, then this is cantaloupe. Bobby Legs is here. Larry C saying it's the cantaloupe. I think people are calling it the creamsicle. I like it because it has a full loom. Has a full loom dial, and that orange glows awesome. Actually, I'll give you a little peek. There's a little peek at it. Of course, we'll do more later, but so that's what I'll probably wear tomorrow because that's a fresh pickup. I think you'll see a theme if I get a couple more of my divers out. I think you'll see a theme with my divers. So here's one of my divers. Breitling Super Ocean. Another Super Ocean. Wow, I must not have cleaned that one before I put it away. Another Super Ocean orange. Of course, I have, let's see, I have the tag. Just a nice pop of color there. What else do I have? I have some more over in the other box, but I'm running out of room. I have, actually, this is pretty fun. The Simon Says, I don't know that's not what it's called. It's called the Rolling Blazers. I'll put that like right there. Yeah, the Random Rob watch right here. And I have that Doxa on the way as well. The Doxa Army. So when does Mimo's restock? He restocks all the time. Jason from Design says, do I have any anticipated G-Shocks at the moment? I don't really have any G-Shocks in the mix. So Carlos, these are not all my watches, by the way. I know you just said like killer collection. Most of these are, let me rephrase. Some of these are not mine, and I have a lot of other watches. I'll probably do another collection video. I'm trying to think when I'll do that. Probably before the end of the year. I'll probably do, what are we in? September, October, maybe early November or something. Maybe I'll do another collection video. I've been on a legit buying spree. and it's going to have to cool down a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm still going to buy. Just can't stop myself. Let's see. Yeah, NH Rick likes that Longines. It does. It does stand out. And Rick, send me a message because I can probably hook you up with this one, brother. I'll show you. This would look good on your wrist, man. I'm telling you. This thing is a pretty killer watch. No doubt about it. It's not going to be part of my buying spree, but it has a nice little taper to the bracelet. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm really starting to like, I think this is 7 pieces across. I like that jewelry look of the 7 going across. I think that's one of the things I like about the Zodiac. It has a nice bezel insert. I believe that's ceramic, but that pop of red that's in there, and then those Loom 15, 30, 45, and then the triangle. Just a simple, nice, simple clasp system here for micro adjust, and relatively affordable. I mean, all things considered, for what the movement is and the overall build quality, I think it's kind of affordable. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money. It is a lot of money. It's like $3,700, maybe with a discount, but it's still pretty dang nice. Yeah, Longines is 100% killing it. Let's see. Alrighty. You guys probably want to. Oh, I have. I don't have a whole lot of Seiko divers, but I have my Seiko turtle. Oddly enough, as many turtles as I have taken out. I do have a turtle, and I have, of course, my SKX, my monster, and some more 5KXs, and then I have a GMT. Thank you, NH Rick. I will check that right after the live stream. We will definitely talk about that. Let's see. We can. I think we're like 17 in. Wow, there's actually 178 people here. There's the Air King. I wore this for a good stint, pretty recently, actually. Really digging the Air King. Oh, sure. Mike wants to see the turtle. So there it is. Now, I don't have a fitted end link strap for it yet, and I don't know that I'm going to. I kind of just like, I know it doesn't look very clean or, complete, but I already had this bracelet laying around and it just works. Let's see. Here's a funny statement. All those watches will be sold before the Great Depression is over. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, I'm here. What did I miss? You missed nothing, sir. We're just talking watches. Manny says Longines or Accutron. I'm gonna say both, Manny. You can't get me started on picking one or the other because Longines is gonna be like just a straightforward, awesome, kick butt watch, and then the Accutron is gonna be kind of like full on watch nerd. Um, doing deep track sort of thing. Now, I don't know that I would recommend. I mean, you have to wear your watches. So if you're going to get an Accutron, you definitely have to wear it. MM10 says, "Do you still have the blue BSO?" I never owned a blue BSO. I have the white with the blue, and it's right here. I still have it. Alrighty, so there's that guy. We'll just set that right there. I don't think it really blocks too much. You almost broke the Error King winding it. No, you can't break the Error King. I'm trying to read some comments here, guys. I'm sick of Switching between Datejust 41, Garmin, and Apple Watch, the Ultra should replace the Garmin, so I just have to decide between Ultra and DJ4. That'd be pretty cool. Will you get a Clockwork Republic strap for the Black Samurai? 100% planning on doing that, Kevin. I just haven't gotten around to do it. I need to order that though. Let's see. Davy says, "Hey Rob, you handle many divers. How does the new Longines feel to your quality wise with the others in the range?" I would say overall, I think it's a pretty amazing watch. I think the highlight of this watch is going to be the movement for sure. The bracelet is actually legit. I do like it. It's a unique design. And the clasp is simple, but works. I like simple clasp. So that's a win in my book. It's a non-fitted bracelet. That might bother some people. It doesn't really bother me because it works with this case. The dial design with the bezel design works. I think it really has a nice pop. I believe, man, it almost looks inky black like it's ceramic, but it has to be sapphire or something because there's depth to it when you get it in the right light. But the bezel action, it sounds good, and there's not like there's play or the setback on it is only in certain spots. Like you can see that. So there's a little bit of play in it. So you can see how I set it back like that. So I feel like the bezel could be tuned in a little bit more, but other than that, I think I could live with that. I mean, I live with Seiko's being a half a click off. I know that's a different price point, but I think it's a legit awesome watch. I haven't even done the research on the movement yet. I still need to do the research on that. And see, Calico's asking about something there, something about because of what I wrote. Yeah, I could see where you guys would be curious about. Because I said, what does the title say? Why I sold my Rolex. Yeah, something like that. Here's my Oleg and Waz. So absolutely love this watch and the bracelet. This was one that kind of surprised me too. So I added that. Air King's right there. So actually the first Rolex I ever bought, I did sell that a while ago. And that was that white dial Oyster Perpetual 39. And I still get people asking me if I still have that watch. And I do not have that watch. And I sold the Oyster Perpetual 39 quite a while ago. Where the heck can I put this? And it was mostly just because of the size, really. It felt a little too petite for me, the 39 with the Oyster Perpetual case. Well, Carrie, it's not clickbait. I actually did technically sell a Rolex. I sold my Oyster Perpetual 39. So it is not clickbait. This is true history here, that because I still get people asking me about it. No. So it was actually going to be a bigger story. I did actually get a quote on my Submariner. I hit up Crown and Caliber. You know how you can do those instant quotes? So I did put in my Submariner information, and they offered me. Now it's pending getting, they get it and they inspect it, and then but they usually, I mean, unless it's beat up, and my watch has a couple little scratches on it, but it's not beat up. And I got an offer of $11,750 on it. So I was toying with it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was toying with the idea of doing it. And it's mostly because it wasn't going to get reinvested in watches either. It was going to clear up some debt on my mortgage, essentially. So, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to entertain any other offers or anything like that. Like I toyed with the idea, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You guys are all now I'm surprised to see so many of you guys say that, sell it. Here's the thing. My good buddy Stu, who we still talk often, the story behind me getting that is freaking awesome. And I mean, the friendship would be there with Stu regardless at this point, but the story of it is too freaking cool, and it's kind of an heirloom piece. Now, maybe later on, if I ever wanted to like update or something like that, I could see potentially doing it like that. Um, Ronan says the story of selling the watch would be cool too. I agree. I agree. The story of selling it for a profit and everything would be really cool as well. But I don't need to do it. So I I'm I'm grateful for being in a position where I can do this hobby at the level that I'm doing it. It's just it's mind blowing, and there's going to be more. There's going to be more in the future. So yeah, I'm not hoarding or collecting. I'm warehousing. I'm experiencing them. I've done the. I can never do like I talk to Bruce Williams a lot too. He's a buddy of mine, and I'm always kind of jealous of how other people do the watch hobby. So like there's people that will have like a few watches. They don't necessarily put a number on it, but they'll have a few watches, maybe some heavy hitters, typically heavy hitters, and they'll cycle them in and out and they'll just experience those. And they just do it that way. And that's how Bruce does it. He's got some keepers now, but you know, it's one of those things where Rolex is a hard one to sell because it's difficult to get them again, especially at retail. So once you lock one down, like you hold on to it. But the rest of them, they can come and go. Um, my issue is I have a hard time doing that because when I score deals on certain watches, I almost have the same type of mentality. Like, for example, and this is just one, and I could probably give you a reason for each one of them. But this Aqua Racer, this 41 um, white dial like this is discontinued. So you can't buy this watch anymore except for on the secondary market. Well, you got to be careful. You got to be careful on, getting an authentic watch, a good condition, a price, and everything like that. Well, I got a good deal on this. It is a real deal, and it would be difficult to replace it. So, and I already have it, I already own it. I own it free and clear. So why not? Mike, it's not clickbait. I was telling the story initially of why I sold my Rolex Oyster Perpetual 39 white dial, but then I went off on a tangent on other things. So, not clickbait. It is real. I did actually sell a Rolex. And I don't remember what I paid for that one, but I bought it from James and Sons in Chicago. Great dealer to work with if you're in that area. Actually, I think that's where Mark Goldberg actually works with most of his Rolex as well. But so I bought that watch, and actually from Rocky, if you guys ever know Rocky, but he doesn't work there anymore, but he might be in the chat. And um, I wore the watch. I loved the watch. Now, this was my first Rolex at the time, right? And so I didn't really, and they were a little easier to get, not super easy, but they were a little easier to get at that time because this was a few years ago. Hindsight, I should have kept that watch because not too long after I sold it, they discontinued that one and then came out with like the 41, and you still can't get a white dial in the 41. So if they had a white dial 41, I'd be all about it. But because right now, the only other Rolex I kind of want right now is the white dial Datejust 41. So I want a white dial Rolex, and I'm not going to get the Polar 2. So I was secretly hoping when they did the Air King that they were going to do a white dial Air King, and maybe they will do that in the future. That would be really cool. But anyway, I sold that Rolex. I'm happy for the new owner. and I think I actually sold it for maybe like a couple $100 less than what I bought it for. So, whatever. Because that thing, when they discontinued it, and that's the thing with Rolex, they discontinue them, the price goes up, it's hard to get. So, Randy, I had sold that Oyster Perpetual 39 white dial that I had a while ago. Yeah, Kevin S. Mark does know Rolex. He knows it very well, for sure. I have a hard time remembering the reference numbers of the ones I actually even own or the movements that are in it, to be honest with you guys. Okay, Bill. Bill is saying that the Longines, thank you, because I have not done the research on it, has a sapphire bezel insert. That makes sense because when I hit the light just right, it has depth to it, but the red, all the printing is on the top side, where usually when they do a sapphire bezel insert like this, the printing and stuff would be on the underside of that. Well, in this case, it's actually on the top side. So very interesting that they did it that way. I don't know how well it'll hold up over time. I mean, it feels like it's notched or something. So I'm curious to see how that the printing holds up, but it has a unique effect to it. Hey, my buddy Jack is here. See, Mitch Maddox said that's how I feel about the killer deals I got on the Breitling Super Oceans, Omega Aquaterra, Tudor Black Bay, Chrono Caliber. Every so often has a steal. Kind of the same thing with my Super Oceans. I got a legit good deal on this orange one before that got discontinued. I picked this one up from Luxury Bazaar, and the white dial one is the one that I originally bought from Saltzman's. I sold it to another buddy of mine, Joe, and then I mentioned to him that I was interested in buying it back, and he didn't have it for sale. But he's like, "Well, if it's for you, then I'll sell it back." And he sold it back to me for, I think what I sold it to him for, or even less. And he hadn't worn it a ton, so that's a rebuy. I don't really like doing rebuys, but it was a rebuy of a watch that I actually owned at one point. So very happy to get that back in the collection. Actually, this Rowing Blazers is a rebuy as well. So I don't know. It was just on a whim, but Neff is asking about the. Are you selling the Damasco? This is a brand new one on loan from Russell's. If you are interested in it, yeah, send me a message. Hit me up for sure because I can probably work something out with you. This is the in-house A26 movement. Very cool watch, very cool movement. I'm very intrigued. If I ever pick up a Damasco, I am definitely going to want the in-house A26, which is the only way you can really get them right now. So, hey Rob, are you enjoying the Air King? I love the Air King. I just did a nice wear stint on this because I had like 5 days off in a row. I think I pretty much wear the Air King all the time. How does the Damasco compare to Zen? I'm probably the wrong guy to compare Damasco to Zen because I'm a Zen fanboy much more than I am a I'm a Damasco fanboy much more than I am Zen. I prefer Damasco over Zen in almost every scenario that you can think of. Uh, it's I don't know why. I'm just maybe biased, but whatever. Hey, what about your new Random Rob watch? It's right here. So I have one, and my wife actually ended up buying one. I found one for sale, so I picked it up for her, and she wears it all the time. It's a little big on her wrist, but she loves how easy it is to read. As we're getting older, eyesight kind of sucks a little bit, but this watch is super legible, and she loves that about it. So she wears it a bunch. Mine, I have not worn a ton, but that's one of the issues with having so many watches is getting them enough wrist time. This thing wears so good. Yeah, Carlos did a great job. Mitch says he wants one. Yeah, there's only 50 of them, so it's going to be hard to get these, and we're not doing any more of them. So it's gonna just be a rare watch, I think, as more people realize. Neff says, I still wonder who had number two. So number one and number two ended up on eBay, and I was gonna buy both of them, and I just kind of like forgot to bid on them, so I didn't. And my wife was like, "What are you doing? Stop! Don't corner the market on your own watch. It's just ridiculous." Yeah, yeah. She after I got mine, she's like, "Wait, you didn't get me one?" Like I'm like, "No, I don't get your wives into watches, first of all. I think Tennessee Mike is doing that right now with his wife, and it's a huge mistake because they will eat up all of your watch budget. What's the Black Samurai? The Black Samurai is a recent pickup of mine, and it's the SRPH 97. And the thing looks like it's glowing even in daylight. It's pretty cool. So super, super rare, limited edition. There's only 8,000 of them, guys. Brendan is asking, do I still have the Seamaster Professional? No. I have no Omega right now, and I have no Tudor right now. And I don't know that I will add any. There's one Omega that I'm looking at, but I mean, if I would stop buying, $1,000 and $2,000 watches, I'm sure I could afford the Omega, but um, I keep buying all these $500 to $2,000 watches. Yeah, Nilo. Plus, they will actually know the cost of the hobby. So, yeah, it's not too bad on this strap. I like it, but I'm gonna put it on a Clockwork Republic because I'll get that black fitted strap, and then I'll get the FKM, and I won't have this stupid metal keeper. I hate these metal keepers. Let's see. Steve, is that a Oleg and Waz and beads of rice to the left? It is. This is a watch that really shocked me. Floyd, I agree. I would love to have a 42 millimeter Planet Ocean, but the watch that I'm actually considering now from Omega is actually the MM10 has one, and I think my buddy Homer has one as well. It's a uh, Seamaster Heritage, right? So I forget the size. It's like 40 millimeter or something. Steve says he loves the Olek and Waz, but it's too small. Well, depends on your wrist size, I suppose. I mean, it is like a 39 millimeter, but it has a nice long lug to lug, and the bracelet has nice weight to it, so it works. I mean, it works on my wrist. I absolutely love it. For a sport watch, I think it's a great option for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I loaned it to Tennessee Mike too. He said it kind of wears a little bit bigger. And I think some of that's the weight of it too. How does it wear? It wears nice and heavy. Like it has a nice weight to it. It's not like overly heavy, but it feels when you pick it up, you're just like, man, it's got a little more weight than I thought it would. Have I tried Fortis? I don't think I have, but I know I would like to work with them. And H. Rick says, been waiting on the left-hand drive Big Pelly for a bit now. Gonna stay with that instead of the 39. Good call. I think the left-hand drive Pelly is freaking awesome. It has a roulette date wheel on it too. I would love to do a video on one of those. No matter how hard I try, I can't get my wife interested in watches. Don't even try. Stop trying. Omega has real value. They are great watches. I agree. Do you have any Grand Seikos, Rob? No. I don't own any boats, and I don't own any Grand Seiko. Will I own a Grand Seiko? I don't know. Maybe. Would I buy a boat? Maybe, I guess. I mean, I live near lakes. So, uh, Kevin says, try the Peacock. Honestly, I like this one. I actually really like this one. I love that pop of green on there. And that green is like my wife's favorite color. So, and quite frankly, it looks nice on my wrist. It's on the smaller side of things, but I mean, check this out. Like, it looks pretty nice. So, but I can think of quite a few other ways that I would rather spend the $5,000. Any thoughts on the Tudor Heritage Chrono? Not the Black Bay, but the home plate style reissues recently have caught my eye. Not familiar with those ones, Carrie. Would you take a Grand Seiko on your boat? If I had a boat and a Grand Seiko, yes, I would. I suspect I will have neither because most of the boats I've been on, I have sank. So, yeah, I'm going to steer clear of both. What about the green GMT you had on loan? Green GMT I had on loan. I don't remember the. Oh, yeah, that one was awesome. That Grand Seiko was awesome. I do like that one. Neff says he thought he thinks everybody in Michigan has a boat and a cabin. No, that's not true. All the cool kids get a 9F Grand Seiko. Yeah, I'll just stay non-cool. Just get a Grand Seiko. You know, you want ice fishing shack. I have a little bit of a fear of water, so I'm not huge on ice fishing either. It seems kind of crazy to walk out on a deep watered lake on a few inches of ice. I don't know. It just seems pretty crazy to me. I think I'll pass on that. Endless supply of maple syrup. I do have maple syrup. My father-in-law and I make maple syrup every year. Well, he makes most of it. I go over and bug him a little bit and then steal some of the syrup. Oh, these freaking fruit flies. Just think of it as frozen death pool. Yeah, pretty much. Don't have a boat or a cabin, and I live in Michigan too. Well, there you go, fellow Michigander chiming in. Rob, are those Zodiac Pro Divers? Can you put it next to the Sammy to compare? I sure can. So I just got this one today. So I'll be honeymooning with that. Even though I actually literally just got this Samurai recently as well. And I probably won't even wear it until I get the Clockwork Republic. But there they are next to each other. Pretty similar in size, really. The Samurai is a little bit bigger. Both fun, nice colors. I just cannot get over the colors of the Zodiac. How freaking cool are those? That is just too fun. I kind of want to buy. I might buy another one. Is that crazy for me to want to buy another one? I might pick up. They got that. It's got a black dial, but it's got the blue bezel. Oh, look at that. The sticker was still on the back. That just came off. That's good. That's gone. Seiko 5s are done. No way, man. Seiko 5s are awesome. I'm really warming up to the Seiko 5s. Let's see. What is that? The new ones with the transparent dials? Those ones are really cool too. I got this one freaking fruit fly flying around my face. I don't even know why it's down here. Probably followed me down with my watermelon whiskey. Which is empty now, by the way. Apparently I didn't do a tall enough pour. Bean Boy, going to start collecting the Zodiacs like Breitling Super Oceans. Maybe. Huckberry has a favorite Zodiac Seawolf. Yeah, that Huckberry one was awesome. I picked that up and sold it. But the problem with the Huckberry one and even the Worn and Wound one, that one was really fun and cool too. But that's the smaller case. That's the 40 millimeter case. So I just the 40 doesn't work for me. I mean, it would work totally fine, but knowing that they have the 42 millimeter Pro, this one, this just works better on my wrist, I think. Yeah, most of those GMTs, as far as I know, are all 40 millimeter. They're too small for me. I prefer the Pro at the 42. Let's see, the white Willard looks cool. We can check that out. It looks white in most cases, but it's actually like this crazy weird silver dial. And actually, we're in between the date change. Let's get that. Watermelon whiskey. No, it's old smoky salted watermelon. It's on the bottom shelf. I know it's $20 a bottle, but dang it, man, you put a couple ice cubes in that thing and put it in a glass, and it is just delicious. Yeah, it has like I don't know what you would call that texture on the dial. It's like a soft vertical asymmetric pattern to it. Let's see. Mike wants to know the lug to lug on the Zodiac Pro. We can do that. We can check that out right now. So, 49, 49 and a half, something like that. So, kind of the same size as, like, say, the Super Ocean, like basically 42 by 50 ish, right in there. So, very similar in size. But I mean, look how much different they look. I mean, the Zodiac looks so much larger, but it's just the colors. It's like it's not an optical illusion. It's like just mind tricks. It's just the way we perceive things. They look different. I still need to fix the clasp on that orange dial one. Yeah, it's a good size. It works for me. Bartles and James wine coolers next. No, that's not going to happen. Is the big eye still with Bruce? Well, Bruce bought one, but he didn't buy mine. He bought his own. Zima. I'm going to say it every time. Breitling Super Ocean needs a no date version. 100% agree. They need a no date. Well, I mean, we've moved on from this one, so that one's not going to happen anymore. Oh, Calico, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Well, I shouldn't say that. They could make another one of these. Listen, Breitling, I know you listen to my live stream. I'm sure you do. Give us one last BSO 42 millimeter, no date, 12369 yellow dial. Do a limited edition. Put me down for one. I'll take it. Actually, I'm sure a lot of people would, but yeah, I think we've moved on from these. But even the new one, if they did it in a 42 millimeter and a yellow dial, I'd have to look at it because that's their corporate color. It'd be really good. They had a moment for sure. See, Breitling is always listening, like Tennessee Mike. I mean, I had to look. I mean, I had to go with this pale yellow. There's still room in my collection for a Breitling corporate yellow dial watch. I just need Breitling to step up and make a watch that doesn't exist, that panders to my own personal needs and preferences. Alrighty, where are we at? Let's read some comments. Rob is pulling a Theo and Harris and appealing to Breitling. Yeah, a little bit different though. I don't know what he was doing with that whole appeal to Breitling. Let's see. Have you seen the Seiko 5KX all resin watch? No. Is that legit a thing? They made an all resin 5KX? The orange Scurfa is great too. I agree. I know you just picked one up, and if you guys haven't, go check out Anonymous Watch Guy's YouTube channel. He just posted up a video of his orange dial Scurfa, Treasure Seeker, just like that. And I think you can still get the orange one. Wow. So I'm gonna have to go get that new 5KX that's plastic, I guess. No one listens to Calico. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I mean, when you walk around telling fibs your whole life, That's bound to happen. Let's see. I asked Scurfa to send me one to review, and they said I would buy. They said no. I said no. I reached out to Scurfa too. I think a couple of people have. I don't think they work with YouTubers or anything like that. So I'm not offended. I don't really care. I actually didn't even buy that through Scurfa. I bought that from an eBay seller. So whatever. I knew I wanted the yellow one. And I just did it because I checked out the watch at a meetup that I did from the Chicago guys. Both had them, so I just knew I wanted the yellow one. That one fit. It looked good, so paid a little over retail, but the yellow ones are hard to get. So I am not mad with my purchase at all. That Oak and Oscar is appealing. Maybe Chicago guy will sell. No, the Chicago guy, Josh, he has sold some watches, but not very often. These are both his, the Oak and Oscars. Let's see if I can get this one going. Maybe. Yeah, there it goes. So one's a GMT. This one on my left is actually a GMT. But they like blacked out the GMT hand and then just put the orange arrow tip on there, and it's a sandwich dial. So it's actually pretty cool design overall. I will say on the Oak and Oscars, the cases are a little basic. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that, but overall, like their dial design and handset use and everything is good. You have a bi-directional bezel, 24-hour bezel on there. So, but yeah, this one's way looser than the other one. And this one's on. They have nice bracelets. So they're doing some fun stuff over at Oak and Oscar. You should buy him an Oak and Oscar, if anything. What an awesome dude. Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm going to buy him an Oak and Oscar, but he did straight up save me flying into Chicago. That was Josh. When my flight got canceled, he totally saved me. I do owe him. I don't know what I'm going to get him, but I'm going to get him something. Kevin says, Rob, will Dryden send you a Heartlander for review? Probably. They just sent over these two watches. I just need to reach out to him. I'm not familiar with the Heartlander. It's so crazy picking this one up, which is a huge chronograph, and you're thinking it's going to weigh a ton, but it's titanium, and then you pick up this guy next to it, which, if they were made out of the same materials, should be lighter, but it's like a tank compared to this. But there's a lot of fun stuff going on with the design on both these watches, but this one has a sandwich dial with diving board indices. It's you said Dryden, not Draken. Why was I thinking Draken? Dryden. Do I have a Dryden here? Didn't I just have a Dryden? Yeah, I'll reach out to him. I'm sorry. They both start with D. What is this? That's a Dufresne. That's not a Dryden. I think I have I swear I have a Dryden here somewhere. Any thoughts on the Zodiac Pro Titanium? Looking for a nice titanium watch. I don't own one, but it's this. It's the same series as this, which is in stainless, except for it's in titanium. Those are hard to get, so if you can find one, you might want to pick it up because they only made, I think, 100 of those. I borderline thought about picking one up if I could. Nick at Exquisite might actually have one. If you hit him up, hit up Nick at Exquisite. If you already haven't found the titanium Zodiac, man, I should actually pick that up. But aren't they like a couple grand? They're not cheap, but they're pretty freaking rare, and I don't know that they're going to do it again. It is Zodiac's like 140th anniversary, but they're not really like celebrating it like that because it's had different owners, but that's part of it. Yeah, 2,500. It's a stretch for me because I just bought that Doxa for like 2 grand. Yeah, I'm tapped out. I don't think I can pick one up, but if somebody wants to buy one and let me borrow it, that'd be awesome. Other than that, for like a titanium diver, depends on what your price point is. There's actually quite a few options that you really think about it. I mean, you can even get bring up Scurfa again. You can pick up a Scurfa titanium quartz diver for like a couple $100. Watchdog podcast. Clayton says Little Treasury maybe had one. That's where you're going to be finding the Zodiacs that are weird, rare things. And that's where even like I found this one is because the inventory dries up on them. Guys, Zodiac only makes like 6,000 watches a year right now. They might make more in 2023, but like right now, their productivity is like 6,000 watches a year. It's not a lot of watches. Mike Desire 68 says sell them all. No, I'm kind of in like buy mode still. I have quite a few G-Shock I even have, and I might pick up more. Scroll some comments here. The titanium Zodiac is amazing, like Rob said, just like the rest, but titanium. Oh yeah, Greg actually has one. So Greg Wood commented on that. He says the titanium Zodiac is amazing, like Rob said, just like the rest, but titanium. Now Greg has, actually he has both these. He has the watermelon and this one, and he has the titanium. So are Scurfas any good? Yeah, Manny Scurfas are awesome. Whether you buy just the regular quartz ones, or if you pick up the Treasure Seeker is the only automatic they have. I don't know if they're going to make more automatics, but they pretty much do quartz Ronda movement watches right now. But yeah, for the price point, I think they're really good. Oh yeah, that's right. Michael's buying the Magrettis. Those are cool too. Somebody else in our Discord just picked up a titanium one. Hopefully you saw that. Kevin S. Yeah, exactly. Zodiac is just like Paddock or AP. Very limited production. Exactly the same. No, they're not the same. They're just more of a small batch type company. You know, their quality control is really good, but they're still. This is like a $1,700 watch, and then maybe you can get discounts, but it's not. I mean, it's like the bezel action is not amazing. There's a little bit of play in that. I will say this, hands down, the tightest fitting. Like if you take your finger and you feel from the bezel insert to the crystal, you cannot feel. You can't feel it. Like it's seamless. You have to take like your fingernail, and then you can get it to hit that seam. But the fitment on that is the tightest watch I've ever seen. So, and the bracelets, they're 7 pieces and it's pin and collar. It's very cool. Also, their bracelets, both sides have this little spring trick in there. So, yeah, butterfly clasp, but it does that. So, yeah. I mean, as much as I would like them to ditch the butterfly clasp, this helps. So, yeah, pretty dang cool watches. But still, I'm fine with the butterfly clasp, but legit, like, guys, just get rid of it. We can move on. It's one of the only butterfly clasp that I'm okay with, though. And okay, so 1695 is retail, and it has a COSC spec movement in it. NH Rick with 25 minutes left. I don't think so. I think we're about done. It's like I'm like almost an hour in right now. But we're gonna cheat a little bit because we got some Loom players here. We got let's see. I know this one's gonna glow. That one. We got Even that Squale will do some fun stuff. Air King's a joke. That won't do anything. Oh, look, and Waz is kind of a joke when it comes to loom. Okay, so I loomed up everything the best I could. We're going to spend a little bit of time in the loom zone here, so we're going to take a look at a few of them. But you can see right away why I bought this watch. Is that not ridiculous? Full loom dial, orange loomed bezel, and then it has other loom on the hands and the indices. So very wild. Now you guys can see why I like some of these Zodiacs. Look at the watermelon. Ridiculous, right? Okay. That's a Draken chronograph. Dual loom. Tons of it. What else are we looking at? Tag Heuer. 2 color applications. Damasco. They use C1, so it's a little more consistent, but it will fade out. This is that Seiko Samurai that looks like it's glowing even in the daytime. Still has great loom, and it's in rocket mode right now with a handset. Pretty cool. Breitling Super Oceans always do good. Submariner, always good. Air King doesn't have very much loom. Check out this Longines. Look at the loom on the Longines. They did some wild stuff there. I don't know how they did that. They did like a thin line, almost like Tron looking markers. The loom on it, it's actually pretty trick. I'm digging this watch more and more. Check out the loom on the Scurfa. BGW9. Fully loomed out bezel and dial and handset. Well done. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow.